Hi there, you are listening to TLDR, where we address the questions everyone's asking and we make it crisp and fast. I'm Dipavli. Now, there's been an outbreak of the Hantavirus on board a cruise ship named MV Hondius. The World Health Organization has confirmed 3 deaths due to the virus. Passengers who deboarded earlier during the ship's voyage are now being traced. This is an international effort. Reports say that 2 Indian crew members were also aboard this ship. So the question is, should we be worried? In short, no. But stay tuned to the end of this episode for everything you might want to know about this virus. First, what exactly is the Hantavirus? So the Hantavirus is named after a South Korean river, and it's a family of viruses, not just one virus. The Hantavirus spreads by mice and rodents, basically, specifically by their urine and droppings or their saliva. The aerosols that are emitted from these excretions, when they're inhaled by humans, that is how the disease spreads. It's not known to be communicable by humans. However, there is a specific strain of this virus called the Andes strain, which is spread by human-to-human contact, although that is very rare. The Andes strain originates from Argentina and Chile, and the Andes strain has been confirmed in a British man who is in hospital in Johannesburg and a Dutch woman who has died because of the virus. The Hantavirus normally spreads in rural settings, and such an outbreak aboard a ship is uncommon. Has this happened before? In late 2018, there was an outbreak in Argentina, which was traced back to people who had attended a party where a single person with the virus is thought to have unwittingly spread it among the rest of the party goers. At least 34 confirmed cases were then reported, and there were 11 deaths. Now, how did the current outbreak start? So there were reports that a Dutch couple who have now died, they were traveling across South America before they boarded this ship at the beginning of April. So it's possible that either one or both of them had come into contact with the virus during their travels. The cruise has been visiting pretty remote locations where, there is wildlife in these areas. So there is a possibility of contact and the virus having spread from such individuals who were traveling through remote locations and then who might have boarded the cruise. So where is the cruise ship now? Right now, it's on its way to Canary Islands, which is off the coast of Northwest Africa, where it's supposed to dock by the weekend, that is 10th of May. And international efforts are underway, as I said before, to trace all the passengers who might have deboarded this ship before. What happened to the Indians aboard? Of course, there were concerns that 2 Indian nationals were reportedly infected with the Hantavirus, but the director of the ICMR's National Institute of Virology, Dr. Naveen Kumar, has said that the cases appear to be isolated and India faces no immediate public health threat. Now let's come to the symptoms and treatment of the Hantavirus. It usually starts like ordinary fever, and the symptoms cannot be told apart from those of influenza. One, a patient who contracts the disease will experience mild fever, perhaps body pain, nausea, weakness, tiredness. The mild infections, if they remain untreated, they can become dangerous. And when it does come to such a when it does progress quickly, it can attack multiple organs. Your lungs and kidneys especially can be affected, and they can be damaged very quickly. There is no specific antiviral cure for this disease. There is no vaccine for it. So the treatment is mostly supportive treatment, but even that can save lives. Now the question everybody is asking is if this is the next COVID. The World Health Organization has said that the risk to global population is low. However, more cases could still emerge. And of course, we can imagine how worried the passengers aboard this cruise ship must be when it docks in the Canary Islands over the weekend. The passengers who have been living in isolated conditions, they will be checked for the Hantavirus. There will be tests done on them. If anybody is found to be displaying symptoms, they will be treated. And then, of course, there's already this international contact tracing that is already underway. The World Health Organization has said that the incubation period of this virus can be up to 6 weeks. So all passengers will need to stay vigilant. The WHO has also categorically ruled out any kind of pandemic, mostly because experts say that this virus spreads very, very differently from the COVID-19 virus. We hope that answers all your questions. And that was all on this episode of TLDR. Thank you for tuning in. And until the next episode, take care. Goodbye.
You are listening to Earshot Podcasts. Find us on our website, earshot.in, on YouTube at Earshot Media, and download app Earshot, Indian podcast app.